Don in London, hello. December the 12th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol. My behaviour, well, cross-addicted, I guess, over the years. Work, relationships, collecting. Anything at all to make me feel okay. Or more than okay. Feel good, convivial, joyful. And also access all of my repertoire of feelings, from happy to sadness, to love to hate, to anger, to peace, to solitude, to being with people. That's what alcohol helped me do, or so I thought. But what happened? Well, with the first drink I ever took, it took the edge off me. And that's what we say, let's take a drink to take the edge off. And what I didn't realise, it was taking the edge off my feelings, emotional understanding of life, my spiritual understanding of life, seeing the truth of now, and had an impact on me physically. And the elusive part of drink is, once we have a taste for it, and we feel the change or taking the edge off, we want more. Until, for me, I became dependent, and then addicted. And then, I guess the road along from conviviality and joyfulness, or just to be able to experience emotions, at the extremes often, meant dependency and addiction were just waiting to happen. So for me these days I've realised addiction is a disease, and once in it we can't get out of it. So the gift is, these days, to know that recovery for me is one day long. And it took me 35 years of drinking to realise that I could not stop on my own, and I needed help. And the gift was that family, community and professionals kept me alive long enough to be able to find out how to find recovery. That's the local police. They're going home for a cuppa. I'm only joking. Anyway, just wait for the sirens to go. So what helped me more than anything to get into recovery from this addiction, and to know that my sobriety is contingent, just living in the day, rather than trying to say I am cured and recovered. Well, the answer is simply this: as there is no way back from addiction, in the sense that if I take a drink I don't know what's going to happen. The first one will do the damage, and then 1,000 won't do. It's just the way it is, because I'll be chasing that feeling again of conviviality. So these days, a fellowship helps me keep sober, as well as family, community and professionals. So it's an inside job, me keeping me well, but I need every external resource to help me understand what's going on inside me. So when I talk about fellowship, I talk about the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for AA. It's a unique, authentic group of people who remain unique and authentic, and each and every person has their own personal outlook. So Alcoholics Anonymous gave me the sanctuary to start to find out what is the truth of me, emotionally, spiritually, and understand my physical condition on a daily basis. All good. And AA, there is a statement of intent which is shared at the beginning of every meeting, and fortunately for me there are 700 to choose from in London every week, so I'm not stuck for meetings. But it's very easy to forget to go to meetings, and once we start to forget, we go back to less recovery, less sobriety, because our emotional, spiritual and physical balances seem to go off key or out of kilter. So the statement of intent about AA: Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And you may notice that I'm in black and white this morning. I downloaded and installed Windows 7, and it seems to be having a bit of an impact on my computer. It's crashing a bit like I used to when I was drinking, and so I'm making the best of what is. And it's sunny here in London this morning, which is great. But meetings of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, the place where there is a sanctuary to find our truth on a daily basis, what's happening for us, and to hear some experience, strength and hope from other fellows in the fellowship. I go every day if I can, and yesterday was no exception. An interesting meeting. When we go to a meeting, we might ask ourselves, what is going on sometimes? It seems a bit strange. And sometimes meetings are just odd, in the sense that we don't know or necessarily connect as well as we would wish to, or the connection to hearing what is going on and hearing what is being said by other people. We don't always see the experience, strength and hope, except to know that I don't want to be there. I don't want to be feeling like that, and the way I make sure I'm not feeling like that is use all the tools of the AA fellowship, and that's the 12 steps of action to change my attitude and behaviour, the literature of AA, sponsorship and friendship. And one of the things I said last night was, over the years, when I've had sponsors, they've become friends, and over the years, friends have become sponsors. But sometimes we do need a particular extra bit of input, and contact over the last week or so has led me to suggest to another that maybe some professional help might be in order to deal with very pressing emotional problems. So AA is complementary to other forms of personal understanding, and if we need outside help, we need get it, especially if it's of a medical nature, or of an emotional nature, which is taken to an extreme, which is unhelpful. So there are many ways to keep sober. Anyway, this week's been up and down, but for me, the downside is physical more than anything, and the upside is that emotionally I know where I am. And if I understand what spiritual means, living in the moment of now, and truth is the keystone, or the keystone in my recovery, truth. So, one reading today from the Daily Reflections. I'm not sure if I'm with it this morning. Anyway, Daily Reflections, this book, all about step 12 in December. In this book we do one step a month from 1 to 12. And step 12 is all about sharing the message. And it says here, a common solution. The tremendous fact for every one of us is that we have discovered a common solution. We have a way out on which we can absolutely agree, and upon which we can join in brotherly and harmonious action. This is the great news this book carries to those who still suffer from alcoholism, and that's the big blue book of Alcoholics Anonymous, which you can see across my shoulder on the shelf behind me, somewhere up there. And it goes to say, the most far-reaching 12th step work was the publication of our big book, Alcoholics Anonymous. Few can equal that book for carrying the message. My idea is to get out of myself and simply do what I can. Even if I haven't been asked to sponsor, and my phone rarely rings, I am still able to do 12th step work. I get involved in brotherly and harmonious action. At meetings I show up early to greet people and to help set up, and to share my experience, strength and hope. I also do what I can with service work. My higher power gives me exactly what he wants me to do at any given point in my recovery, and if I let him, my willingness will bring 12th step work automatically. In other words, if I try and manufacture 12th step work, it won't happen, and I'm a do-gooder rather than doing good. So the serenity prayer, which helps me on a daily basis, to God, all good conscience of your understanding. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, like Windows 7, courage to change the things I can, like my attitude and behaviour, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.